2 years ago, I read an interview where Harrison Barnes, the Golden State Warrior, said he reads TechCrunch every single morning. I reached out to him on Twitter and thanked him for his support, and to my surprise, I got a follow back. He's always had an interest in tech, so he agreed to sit down with us and talk about his favorite apps, gadgets, and his potential future in the tech industry.
So my interest in tech started with just reaching out to fans. I just wanted to kind of connect with them and just, establish, that relationship. Just because via social media you can connect with fans all across the world that you would normally never meet in person. And then, with that, led me to starting getting involved with, these tech companies and realizing the back end of everything that goes into that, and just building up a following that way.
So you have talked to a bunch of tech companies, or you went in and chatted with the Twitter folks. What are you getting out of those conversations? What's the point of even doing that?
So when I very first started going to them, it was all about understanding how to use the platforms, right? How to use Twitter best, how to use Facebook, Snapchat, wherever. And then from there it was, okay, what do I want to see improve on those apps? How can I do a Q&A? How can I do live video stream? Since I started asking those questions, you've seen companies like Periscope, Meerkat explode. You've seen Facebook with live video chats now. And it's always what can you do that enhance that fan experience?
So I follow you on Instagram, and okay, so here's my thing. A lot of celebrities post these really high-produced shots, that are really fancy, you dunking,
sure.
A crazy lens took that photo. Do you ever feel like you want to get a little bit more intimate on those platforms and shoot I don't know, your cappuccino like every other Instagram user?
You always try to mix it in, right? You always want that. I'm a one-take Instagram type person. I'm not the person that's let me take 3 pictures, touch it up with the filters, do all that. I'm very basic with it. But I definitely feel the need to, try to display those normal pictures. The picture of, a Barcelona jersey, or the picture of, downtown Oakland, just little things like that. So it's not all, high resolution, doesn't look like a photographer's following you everywhere you go type of thing.
So you have a very interesting life. You travel a lot, you play professional sports. What is the tech that's most integral to the way that you live your life? What are some of your favorite apps, your favorite gadgets?
Well, my Apple Watch, that's huge. Just because, we're always, flying in planes, team buses, practice, all that type of stuff. And your phone is, in your bag, in your shoes, it's always somewhere. And I can't find my phone, but, just being able to look at your stuff on your watch is just so convenient. So the Apple Watch is one. Waze is another one. We travel to so many different cities, and you're always trying to get around, and you're always hopping in taxis, Ubers, whatever it is. So, you don't want that standard route. You're like, I got to get somewhere at a specific time. I need to get there the fastest way possible. And Waze always does that for me. Product hunt.
Oh.
I like product hunts a lot.
Have you ever found anything that you just purchased immediately on product hunt? What's your best find on Hunt?
The best find that has changed my life was an app called Postmates. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
It's a company out here in the Bay where, look, if you want, Burma Superstar, and you're like, man, that's such a long drive, to Berkeley, not really that far. But I just don't feel like getting out of the house, and they can bring the food to you. But not only that, they can do, grocery store runs. So if you need something from Whole Foods, they can do Target runs. They're expanding into different things of areas that they go out and get things for you. So it makes your life so much easier, especially when you're traveling, you get done with practice, you're like, man, I would love a hot meal to be at my house when I get there, as opposed to coming back here and going there.
When you are finished playing basketball, I'm sure you have a long career still ahead of you, but when you are done, do you see yourself going into the tech industry?
As of right now, I do.
And in what capacity? Would you rather be an entrepreneur or a VC? What do you see that looking like?
I'd want to invest in companies, just because there's so much innovation, so much going on, especially here in the Bay Area, that you want to get involved. You want to put your hand in something. You want to try to give companies influences and try to see if you can help them build their companies and watch them grow. I think that's the exciting part. I'm not a good coder. Engineering is not really my thing. So in terms of starting an app and doing all that, I don't see that as my immediate future. It could happen down the road with a lot of experience, but investing I could see doing.
I know that you like social platforms. It seems like you really enjoy consumer-facing technology. You think that's the kind of stuff you would invest in?
It is, and wearable tech as well. Just because I'm into fitness sport, and I think anything that you can get that helps monitor heart rate, help you see performance, help the person that says, look, I just want to go to the gym and get a good workout. what kind of apps or what kind of things can people wear that can allow them to do that and allow them to do it correctly. I think that's kind of the next wave of things that is happening.
You talked a little bit about how you guys train with like cameras and heart rate monitors and all kinds of stuff. What products are you guys using?
So we use heart rate monitors from Catapult. So we would put a heart rate monitor on you, so it monitors that.
Is that all throughout practice or just for running or conditioning?
Yeah, no, it's all throughout practice. So, they put like a big sensor kind of like at half cord, like on the side, and it'll monitor not only how much are you running, it'll monitor your heart rate, it'll say like whether or not you're fatigued. So if you work out for a week, it'll give you, baseline results. And then from there throughout the season, you can say, wow, you're performing at an extremely high level, you're performing lower than what you usually do. How do you feel? Coach, I'm feeling really fatigued. Well, the numbers show that as well, so maybe you should take a day off. Stuff like that. We also use another thing called HRV. It monitors your nervous system, so when you come in the morning, you wear these electrodes on your face, and you look like you're straight out of Star Trek. And you go lay down in the dark room, and it tells you, how's your nervous system for the day. Did you get good sleep last night? Did you eat properly? And those kind of things. Do you feel ready for practice? Yeah, coach, I feel ready for practice. These numbers say you're not ready for practice. Still, you were up to about 2 a.m. last night. What were you doing? So that type of stuff.
Have you looked into any of the VR stuff? Have you ever put on one of those virtual reality helmets or whatever?
I have. I've tried Oculus before.
What do you think of that?
Phenomenal. If you can get virtual reality and you can watch movies on there, and if you could, instead of going to the movie theater, you could just buy it on your virtual reality and just watch it in your living room. Or you could watch a Warriors game, from your house, and you can be courtside instead of actually going to the game. Yes, you won't get the experience, but there's only so many courtside seats in the arena anyway. So just little things like that, I think it has limitless potential.
Yeah, the idea of making yourself some popcorn and sitting down on the couch and throwing that on and watching you play is pretty exciting.
It's a little weird though. I mean, the very first time you do it, I remember I'm looking around, I'm looking down, and I'm thinking, okay, eventually it's not going to look too real. I'm going to look somewhere and it's just going to
be black.
Yeah, be black or something like that. But you can look, full 360. You can look up. You can look down. It's weird at first.
All right. Well, congrats again, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Appreciate it as always.